Most people know Colonel Sanders as the man behind Kentucky Fried Chicken, the white suit, the black bow tie, the warm grandfatherly smile. But what you may not know is that behind that smile lies one of the greatest comeback stories of all time. A story that proves one thing: it's never too late to start. Today, I want you to listen closely, because this story just might change how you see your own life. Harlan David Sanders was born in 1890. When he was just 6 years old, tragedy struck. His father died. While most children were out playing, little Harlan was in the kitchen, cooking for his family. Responsibility came early, and life was never easy. As he grew older, he worked dozens of jobs: railroad fireman, farmhand, lawyer, insurance salesman, ferryboat operator. But every time, he failed or was forced to start over. By the time he was in his 40s and 50s, most people would have said, "Well, I guess life just didn't work out." But Harlan Sanders wasn't most people. In a small gas station in Kentucky, Sanders started cooking meals for travelers. People came from miles around to taste his food. His fried chicken, made with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices, was unlike anything they'd ever tasted. For the first time in his life, it looked like Sanders had found his calling. But then, life knocked him down again. A new highway opened, and traffic no longer passed by his restaurant. His business collapsed. At 65 years old, he was broke. Think about that. 65. No savings, no business. Just a recipe and a dream. But Sanders refused to quit. With nothing but his pressure cooker and his chicken recipe, he got in his car and began traveling across America. He went door to door, restaurant to restaurant, offering to cook his chicken. And do you know what happened? He was rejected. Not once, not 10 times, not 100 times, but over 1,000 times. Can you imagine the courage it takes to keep going after hearing no 1,000 times? Most of us would quit after 3 rejections, but Sanders kept believing, because deep down, he knew his dream was worth it. And then, finally, one restaurant said yes. That one, yes, changed everything. Soon, more and more restaurants joined. People couldn't get enough of his chicken. And slowly, the dream of Colonel Sanders became a reality. By the time he was 73, Kentucky Fried Chicken had grown into a worldwide sensation. And the man who started with nothing but persistence had built a legacy that continues to this very day. Colonel Sanders' story isn't about chicken. It's about life. It's about refusing to give up. It's about proving that age is just a number, and that passion, persistence, and faith can rewrite your story at any moment. He was 62 when he started franchising his chicken, 65 when he was sleeping in his car, 78 when he became a global success. So if you've ever thought, "It's too late for me, I missed my chance, my dream is over," remember Colonel Sanders. Remember the man who turned rejection into resilience, failure into fuel, and a simple recipe into a global empire. Your dream is not over. It's waiting. And maybe, just maybe, your best chapter hasn't even been written yet. Because if Colonel Sanders could build an empire at 65, what's stopping you? Start today, because your story isn't finished. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more motivational stories.